In today's video, you're going to see how I managed to fill up an entire van full of £70,000 worth of stock by only paying about £40,000 across 3 different suppliers across the UK. You're going to come with me on a huge road trip all the way up north to Birmingham, to Nottingham, to some other random place that I can't disclose to pick up all of this stuff. And on the way, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how I managed to do this. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I've just set out from my house. We're here in my lovely brand new van that I just got a couple months ago. This is probably proof that I actually do use this van for business use if the tax man is watching. So on our way to Birmingham, that's where we'll be meeting the first supplier, probably about 6 p.m. tonight. I reckon we will arrive. I'm then heading up to Stoke-on-Trent to stay in this lovely, lovely hotel with my girlfriend who is behind the camera because I didn't really fancy staying in Birmingham, to be honest. And then after that, the next day, I'm going to be going to Nottingham and another place to go and visit 2 more suppliers and pick up even more stock. And really the goal is to completely fill this whole van with goods that I can sell on Amazon for a big profit. Hopefully just fill the van and not have too much to take home. Otherwise I might have to take some super long trip to a warehouse in Rotherham, drop some stuff off, come back, but hopefully it won't come to that. Hopefully it all fits in the van. And then yeah, we'll be taking it back to Kent, dropping it off at All Things Prep as usual, and they'll deal with the rest. They'll send it into Amazon. I won't have to kind of actually prep any of this stock myself. And yeah, should be some nice money in the bank at the end of the day. So without further ado, let's get on the road. Got about an hour and 20 minutes to go till we get to Birmingham. I am tired out, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty used to normally driving in my BMW and it just drives for you. I actually have to pay attention to the road, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess that's first world problems. Anyway, you're probably thinking, Felix, you do online arbitrage. Key in the name being online. Why are you driving all the way up north to meet these different suppliers, pick up all this stock? And it's because I've just been dabbling a little bit more in wholesale lately. I'm just kind of branching out. I just need bigger quantities of stuff, more stock basically. And it just so happens there's basically 3 different suppliers that all would quite like to have me collect the stock rather than they post it. It's also allowed me to get slightly cheaper prices on some lines because they don't have those costs of postage. Also, if I collect, I'm able to just pay bank transfer when I see the items, which is always nice because one of these suppliers I've never transacted with before. You know, they are like a legitimate company, but at the end of the day, if you're just sending money to people through bank transfer that you've never met, it's always a little bit nerve-wracking, even when it is a reliable company. So yeah, it'll be very, very nice to meet these people in person and form some good relationships. Wholesale really is all about just relationships, basically making these people like you and happy to sell you goods and happy to cut you the best prices. So if I'm able to basically go out my way, come all the way to Birmingham and the surrounding areas and pick up all this stuff myself, introduce myself in person, I think that really sets like a good example for our business relationship going forward. And some of this stock is just ridiculous. I'm talking like 150% ROI on some of these items. Some of them, like, it doesn't even sell that well. Like, I'm buying like 6 to 12 month supply for some of these lines, but because of the ROI being so high, I really don't mind waiting a bit for it to sell. So yeah, I'm gonna continue driving in a straight line and focusing on the road ahead, and I will catch up with you guys once I'm in Birmingham. Right guys, we're just round the corner from the warehouse. We're in this slightly dodgy looking bit of Birmingham with lots and lots of warehouses and various things. I will try and show you guys as much as I can, but really I'm not going to walk in there with cameras going because it's a wholesaler. I want to seem professional. And I obviously also don't want to bait out the company or the stock I'm buying really too much, but I'll probably get a little video of the stock or something like that. But yeah, I'll update you when it's all paid for and sorted.
Also monitors, do you buy monitors?
Yeah. Monitors are good.
Alright guys, mission success. I've just paid 15 grand for all of the laptops you can see in the back of the van. There's more than I thought, honestly. I managed to talk them into giving me a few extra units because originally they wanted to keep some for their own store and, you know, because they do like B2B and B2C and stuff, but talked them into giving me the full 60 units, which is really, really great. Every single one of those laptops should net me about £200 in profit. So, you know, you do the math. It's a pretty amazing deal. That's why I was so excited to come up here originally. So now onwards to the hotel where I'm going to be staying for the night outside of Birmingham. And then onwards from there, I'm going to be going to a couple other places tomorrow that I mentioned earlier and picking up even more stock. And yeah, hopefully it fits in the van, because I think this is slightly put in perspective that it might not all fit in the van. So I think it's going to be a lot of driving tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see where I end up. So I've just got to the hotel now. I'm staying at the Doubletree in Stoke-on-Trent. Really, really lovely place. It was like the nicest hotel I could find nearest to Birmingham. And yeah, got an absolutely massive room. Let me give you guys a little quick room tour. So here's a bathroom, super nice. You know I love my marble bathrooms. Got a nice little bathtub that I never use but always appreciate. And then what we got around here? So we got this lovely, lovely bed. And then in here, there is a living room that is pretty much bigger than my living room at home, to be honest. Pretty happy about that. I got a free upgrade because I'm always at Hilton hotels. I've got the Hilton Platinum status just from literally Amex points, just getting loads of Amex points and spending them at Hilton hotels. So yeah, they always bless me with a lovely room. So I'm just gonna enjoy myself for the rest of the night. Gonna go to a restaurant or something, get some food, get an early night and wake up tomorrow, figure out exactly what I'm collecting and from where, and yeah, continue the journey. It's weird because I feel like this whole journey is a lot like doing retail arbitrage. It's quite similar to my other videos where I've gone to loads of different Tesco's, like 6 different stores near me and bagged, you know, £500 in profit in the day from buying loads of random stuff. But it's like that, but on steroids, because instead of going to Tesco's, I'm going to massive distributors, pulling up on their loading bays, getting a whole bunch of stock. And yeah, obviously the profit and the revenue kind of side of things compared to the stuff you usually get in Tesco is pretty mad. I mean, ridiculous ROI on those laptops that I got today and even more good stuff coming tomorrow. So I'll update you guys tomorrow, I guess. All right, it's day 2 of the wholesale supply pickup expedition. And I have good news. We've not been snowed in. It's not the nicest weather outside, to be honest. It's pretty dark. It's about 8 in the morning right now. I actually woke up about 7:30 and I was like, what? Is it like 5 in the morning because it was so dark outside? Now is not so good. There's like ice everywhere. So I was thinking we might wake up and just be snowed in and stuck up north, which would obviously not be great. But all good news. So it's time to get ready, get some breakfast at the hotel and then hit the road. At my kind of route for today, and at a worst case scenario, if I'm gonna meet supplier 1, drive up to the prep center, drop off stock, meet supplier 2, and then drive home, and then drop the rest of the stock at All Things Prep back in Kent. That is about 7 hours of driving and about 350 miles. So I'm really hoping that we don't have to go up to the prep center up north in Yorkshire, because as much as I love Prep for You, it adds like another hour and a half and a lot of miles to the journey. Even without that, it's at least 5 hours of driving today, so it's going to be a very, very busy day. Lots of boring driving, but for the profit that I'll be making on all of this stock, it's all going to be worth it. So I'm on my way now to the first supplier of the day. Gonna be getting a whole bunch of mixed stock from this supplier. It's like a bunch of random stuff. Well, I say random, it's all like tech, but it's just like loads of different SKUs. Everything from like 50 units of one thing to a couple units of other lines. I think my total spend at this one supplier is probably about 20 grand. I think it makes up a pretty good chunk of the kind of total money that I'm spending on this whole expedition. I'll put the full kind of figures on screen now for the super curious of you out there, but I think my total spend for all the suppliers on this trip, all 3, is about £43,000 spent on stock. But that's at a ridiculous ROI. I mean, usually with FBA, you're usually looking at about 25% ROI. In total, on this whole order, I think I'm making about £29,000 in profit, which is fucking nuts. Like, I think about 10K of that 40-ish spend was sourced by myself. The other 30 was just sourced by my VAs over in the Philippines, whose base salary is a couple £100 a month. And it's taken me no more than 24 hours to kind of drive up to these suppliers, collect this stock, and just drop it off at a warehouse where they do all the other work for me. Now, if you are curious, how exactly am I finding these deals? How are my VAs in the Philippines finding these deals? I'm sure many of you watching are experienced FBA sellers, and if you've got VAs that are just underperforming a little bit, they're finding you the same old leads at Stylevana and iHerb or all these other terrible sites to be sourcing from. And it all just comes down to my secret sourcing techniques. The way that I do things is just very different to most other people in the FBA game. And that's how I'm able to make such huge amounts of margin on so many different products and just spend so much in one go at individual suppliers. So if you are interested in learning exactly how I run things, down below in the description at the top, there's gonna be a link to booking a call with me. On that call, we can chat about your current business, whether you're completely new to Amazon or whether you're just kind of been doing it for several years but haven't really made any serious progress. And we can kind of evaluate your position and go from there whether or not you'd be a good fit for my mentorship program. Spots are limited, and I don't just take on absolutely anyone, but as long as you meet my criteria, you've got the funds to actually kind of make this work, and you're just a dedicated person, like you're not just gonna waste this opportunity, then I'll be happy to have you on board. So click the link down below at the top of the video description to book that in. But anyway, let's go on with the drive and go meet the first supplier of the day. So I think we're close. There's a lot of big warehouses near here, so that's always a good sign when you're in an industrial park. But I have no idea which of these warehouses is the one I'm supposed to be going to. So I tried putting the address in Google Maps. I remember the guy telling me on the phone that it was going to be hard to find, and I was like, nah, just Google Maps it. Obviously, there was a reason why he was saying that, but I can't even remember what he said to me about directions. So I'm going to have to park up and call him and figure it out. I will try and take you guys with me as much as I can when I get there, but like obviously I don't want to kind of compromise this relationship by being all YouTubey, showing up with the camera and being all weird. So I'll probably just get a few quick shots of loading the van or something like that. But yeah, I guess you'll see next what footage I get to get. All right, that was a really successful trip. That warehouse was absolutely massive. They even had forklifts that had the company name on the forklift, which, I don't know, it's a sign that the company is obviously doing well. And obviously, as you can see from this van, that was my biggest collection of the day. Got loads and loads of really good deals. And yeah, an absolute huge amount of stock. I think that was, what, like 20 grand's worth of stuff. And now onwards to the final collection of the day up in Nottingham. We're getting loads and loads of a pretty everyday item. I don't really want to say what it is because we're only getting like this one item of this one brand and we're getting like 1,000+ units, but it's something that you probably use every single day and you probably wouldn't think that there's this much money in them, but every single thing that I pick up in Nottingham is like 100+% ROI. I'm just hoping it fits in the van because I think we could squeeze it in, but I have no idea how big this collection is. So we're just gonna have to go to Nottingham and pray. Final collection of the day has been completed. We've got these bad boys. I'm gonna have to ask these to be blurred in the edit for this video because I don't want to give away sauce like that. But yeah, really successful. Obviously everything is there. Supplier was lovely. This is the first time I've ever met, the first time I've ever transacted with them. So it's always great to kind of build that relationship up and make way for more deals in the future. And yeah, I'm really happy. It's actually all fit in the van as well. I mean, they're fairly small units, they're fairly small boxes, but probably about 1,000 units of everything in here. And now it's just time to drive home and drop everything off at All Things Prep, where they will label everything up, they'll pack it all up, send it off to Amazon, do all the hard work for me. All I got to do is literally just unload the van into their warehouse and they do the rest. And I guess I get my profit in a few months' time or over the next few months into my bank account. For a quick bite to eat at Wetherspoon's on the way. I never thought I'd be back here, but I'm back in Luton. If you've watched my video where I go to an Amazon fulfillment center and get a tour, then you might recognize the place I'm about to go to, because I'm about to go to the very same Wetherspoons where I got breakfast that morning, where I visited the fulfillment center. And if you haven't watched that video, definitely go check it out because it's absolutely banging. You get to see all the robots inside Amazon and you get to see loads and loads of footage that I wasn't allowed to take. Like they said, no cameras allowed, but I got some videos for you guys anyway, so go check that out. Look at that. Beautiful. Big cheeseburger. If you don't know, get to know. Right, guys, we've done it. We're finally at All Things Prep, this beautiful, beautiful warehouse. I've driven into the warehouse slightly because it's absolutely pissing it down outside. That storm is really hitting. But yeah, here, safe and sound with all this stock. Didn't crash the van or dent it anyway, which is really great because I've only had it like a month or so. I was a little bit worried about that. But I hope you found this video very, very interesting. If you have, make sure to click like below. And if you are interested in learning the exact strategy of how I found these suppliers, how I negotiated these deals, and everything else in between, and of course, how to actually sell this stuff on Amazon, then head down below and click the link at the top of the video description. You can book in a call with me. We can assess where you're at with your Amazon business, whether you're completely new to it or you've been doing it for several years, and I can explain to you how my mentorship program works and how I put people on just like you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.